All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Uncle Makara, all relations. Today we're going to be talking about a very powerful topic. We're going to be talking about character yoga, okay? Character yoga, merging with the ideal character or archetype that you choose, okay? Behind me is an image of the Hindu sea monster, the Makara. I drew him as a cartoon to help it relate better to my own subconscious mind because I grew up as a child watching a lot of cartoons. So now that I have this memory, I almost implant this cartoon into all old cartoons I used to watch as a kid. That's already a powerful technique, right? So let's whiteboard time. All right. Okay, fantastic. So this is a question from Adrian. Thank you for asking. So I had recently tested an anime character or two anime characters for him, based on his character development. And, I love to muscle test. If you ever need any questions that you want to ask me directly, that you need muscle tested, let me know. But basically, the question was, do I need to channel the energy of these characters in order to level up, or how would I use it? Okay. How would somebody use this technology of knowing what character resonates with them? Okay. So let's say that you have a particular character in mind. So let's put character yoga on the top here. It might be a bit slow, but here we go. Okay, so intention is the first thing. Okay, what do you want? What do you want? Do you want health? Do you want wealth? Do you want relationships? Okay. Do you want just general success with this? Do you want this to be your main kind of wingman character, teammate? Do you want it to be right? So you got to get clear about what your intent is. So write out a very clear intention. I want this character or alter ego to give me divine powers in social situations. Wow. Boom. We have an intention now. Okay. Now at least we have it more clear than when we initially started, which was, I don't know, maybe he's kind of cool, right? But you're not clear on what you want to use this character for. So if there's no objective in the storyline, well, how is the character going to move through the storyline? You see what I'm saying? So you have to first of all know where you're going with this energy. Are you using these energies to attract women? Are you using these energies to succeed in business? Is it a combination of all three? Okay, just get clear on that. So for me, I want to focus on this character to give me divine powers, what that means to me again, okay, in social situations. Okay. Next, you have to understand that once you step into this role, this character, this archetype, whatever character you choose, it could be cartoons, comic books, okay, movies, um, different mythologies or myths where you want to dig up ancient ruins or ancient texts or, you know, just old grimoires, whatever, right? So start exploring with that, okay? Next, we would say is just hater proof, man. Like, you don't let the haters get to you, okay? No matter what, this character is going to have an anti version of that character that gets annoyed at this character, okay? And that's a part of the storyline. So just tell yourself, okay, haters are a part of my storyline, but I pay them no mind, okay? Yes, they're going to show up. The hate comments are going to come flourishing in, but hey, Uncle Makara calls for very specific energy to come back and be attack him. Okay. But I pay them no mind because I'm here on my mission. Okay. Did somebody else distract you away from yours? Because that's kind of fucked up if you think about it, right? You were going so well, and someone else came along and they were like, hey, well, let's build a bridge to over there, actually. You know, let's build a bridge to Terabithia, okay? From this point to that point. And you're going, what the fuck, bro? Like, I just want to be me, right? I just want to expand myself, my character. Okay? So this is what we want to tap into. The next we have is create a character profile, man. I see too many people not understanding that their characters also come with a whole barrage of weaknesses or flaws that can be refined into strengths, right? So let's say that you have an issue with loneliness as a character. I want to actually use Gojo as an example because that girl in the previous whatever monkey scrolling monkey app scrolling slash rizzing. Um, she was like, you know, Gojo is a character that's really loved by women, right? So we will break down that character. We'll use that as an archetype or as an example, right? But Jujutsu Kaisen is a great show, by the way. You've got keep knocking out this earphone socket. That's what she said. What? There's probably BBA. Okay, so character profile, right? Create a proper profile for them. Okay, I'll give you an example of this later. Example shown later. Okay. Then we have a focusing on all of your five senses. You can make it six. That's even greater, right? Gojo's has six eyes. So, okay, so all your senses, right? What can you see as that character? What can you hear as that character, right? Like, let's say you had a pair of goggles, okay, and you could see the world in a very particular way. What if you saw the world like Naruto? Okay, man, I'm already hungry for some ramen. You see what's going on? I'm already hungry for some ramen. It's just like I'm looking from Naruto's eyes and I'm like, bro, where's my meal at? Right? Like, how can I have way more fun with this exercise or whatever? That's the perception shifts. You see what I'm saying? So you could even anchor like a pair of sunglasses to that character. So whenever you tap in, boom, you're already there, right? Because you've anchored it with this pair of vision. Like I see things as red now, but maybe I see them as um anybody, man. Like it could be Goku, you know? I see the world as Goku now. And of course, my mission is going to feel a lot more different through Goku's eyes, correct? Or how Goku hears this song, or how Goku feels into the atmosphere. Okay. Now I just want to give you guys a background. I have a background in acting and theater. I have a background in mysticism, positive psychology. I have a master's in that. Okay. So I'm not coming from nowhere. Okay. I'm 30 years old. I'm coming from a lot of experience. So understand this. This is like theatrical techniques mixed with characterology and bioenergetics, mixed with the yogic arts and sciences. So this is very enriching, actually, if you think about it, because this is teaching you how you can become the character that you truly prefer to be, who you actually are, right? Because maybe you have these aspects of these characters within you, and you can't access it, but that character gives you a permission slip. It gives you this alter ego, like I said, for you to tap into. You don't have the confidence, but they do. And when you rely on them, when you can depend on them, they will start to tap in and take over, okay, in random moments. So that's how I want you to think about it, okay? Next is the yoga aspect. So yoga meaning just merging with the deity. So this can be deity yoga or merging with the character, merging with the particular being that you've chosen. Let's say that I'm choosing I want to think of different. I don't know, and no, nothing is coming to mind right now. Hmm. Let's choose the Buddha. Okay, epic example. Okay, so I'm imagining the Buddha coming in through my crown, clearing up my throat chakra, cleaning it up, and then coming to sit down at my heart. And when it breathes, it goes slowly into the solar plexus and then back into the heart. Slowly into the solar plexus, back into the heart. Now the Buddha is a part of my breathing. Expansion, contraction. Okay, of the bodhicitta or the universal compassion mind. is within me, is within my root mind, my heart. You see what I'm saying? Now whatever I do, there's a Buddha essence or a Buddha quality with how I perceive that. Someone else might be like, yeah, but that's irrelevant. But you are looking from the eyes of compassion. So you're going to perceive it very differently, correct? That's the beauty of this. What you can also do is adapt movements or different patterns to anchor it in, okay? Different styles of movements. Okay, you can do the yoga asanas, and I highly recommend this. We have a concept at Primal Sutra called core wounds, okay? Core wounds are what a childhood wound, a childhood trauma that presented itself from 0 to 7 years old. Sometimes it goes into the teenage years, like 14, 15. That's more for the rigid archetype, but that's how you know, okay? However, mainly it's from 0 to 7, right? And I have one of the earliest patterns, which got me into the schizoid archetype. So these aren't diagnoses, and I don't like pathologizing things, right? Like this. So I mean, it's also called the unwanted child, but it's also called the creative or the dreamer, right? So I prefer to take on the label that I choose and prefer, which is the creative, the creator, right? And so I don't want to go with that core wound or that core trauma version of it, but knowing what that is, right? For me, it's going up into the head. That's the trauma. Okay, avoiding the present moment and going up into my head to escape in my fantasies. That's my trauma. So I know that now, so I can use it with my character development. You guys get that? Now, maybe I'm stomping my feet as that character would to get me out of my head. You see what I'm saying, guys? One of my favorite things to do is Vajrasana. I don't know if you guys know. It's just basically laying on your knees and then bending back. Okay. And what that does is it puts a lot of pressure into my feet, into my legs, which is the lower half of my body, out of my head. You see what I'm saying? So it's re-triggering my trauma, but I'm relaxing my nervous system as I do that. So that's a healing aspect of this, right? That's powerful, man. And if you want to learn more in depth how to do this, you have to join the Mystery School. Okay, if you haven't heard of that, shoot me a message. Just sign up, man. You know, it's easy. You get a free trial as well if you want. And yeah, I think it can be a very powerful way to just begin this work with me. And I have another coach there to help you, right? As I'm more right brained, he's more left brained. So we can come in with the hemisphere synchronization and give you both angles, okay, where we're really coming from. So that's a powerful thing for you to invest in if you're ever interested in this, okay? Next, we have rehearsal, okay, versus performance. All right, rehearsal versus performance. Let's see. Manidip Boral, please post more fights short of your okay. Yeah, Manidip, you already told me that, brother. Actually I couldn't train yesterday because I had a very intense leg day, brother. Like it was bad, okay? I could barely kick, and do any kickboxing. So it's kickboxing, you know what I mean? So I had to, yeah, skip for that week. But I will definitely go on Monday, this Monday, and then I'll see if I can post, or I can post a compilation maybe of some of my old stuff if you want. That's fine too. But cool, man. And Matt Brown, he says, I get it. Dope. Fuck yeah. I love it when people get what I'm talking about and it's not just nonsense, right? Cool. Dope. Okay. So rehearsal versus performance, right? Rehearsal versus performance. So think about this, okay? When you're in rehearsal, maybe you're jumping through tires. You're not doing that in the actual football game, right? Or I'm talking about American football or a rugby game, right? You're not doing it during that, but you're doing it during training. So how you interact with your character during training or rehearsal or in front of a mirror or before you go to sleep is going to be very different than how that character interacts with someone else or how it goes to the gym or how it perfects itself, right, through the norms of society. right? And the superego that will come in to challenge that character's worldview. I think you guys should study Socrates for this, okay? Highly recommended. I'm going to put this on the top. Socrates was one of the greatest debaters, man, and he had a formula. He had this understanding of warm-ups or pre-arguments, okay? What the hell is a pre-argument? This man was clever, bro. You guys get that? This is a clever man. Pre-arguments, meaning there's a priming of the actual argument itself, because if I talk about God and you talk about God, you might have an idea that God created the universe, but now he's not there anymore to like provide anything, right? You might have that ideal as God. And my idea of God might be different, that God is internal or whatever, right? And it's ever present. So our definitions of God are different. You guys get it? But we're still arguing. So we have to get clear on what our definitions are. And you have to be like confident enough in an argument to actually be like, look, man, I don't really understand what your position is here. Right? What do you really mean? I don't understand that. Right? Could you say that again in a different way? Can you explain it to a fifth grader? Can you explain it to somebody who has no idea of your context and where you're coming from? Let's say you've been to the gym all your life. You know the language behind it. Right? There's a jargon, reps, sets, right? Macros. You guys understand that there's a specific language for every field, every niche. So you got to also envelop the language of that avatar or whoever you're tapping into and adopt it into your current language. Okay? If you're trying to be Johnny Bravo and you're not saying, whoa, mama, right? In your day-to-day, it's not going to be as effective, I don't think. Knocking this out. Let me just put it like this. Okay, that's better. Any questions so far, guys? I'm going to maybe close the whiteboard. Or actually, let me show you one more thing. I want to teach you guys something. This is very, very powerful, and this stays on this channel, okay? This stays on this channel. This is such a powerful tech. Actually, let me see if I can show you by... No, I'll just show it using the whiteboard. That's fine. It's way better. Okay, so I call this emoji sigils. Okay? This is a complete invention of Primal Sutra. I don't know if other people do this. They probably do it. Okay, I probably heard it from somewhere or extracted it from some being or whatever it was. Right? Emoji sigils. Let's really look at this. A sigil is a symbol that allows you to peer into your subconscious mind. It's a symbolic representation of a desire, of an outcome. Okay, so let's say that you want to be in a bigger home or whatever. You write, I want to be in a bigger home, and then you cut down the letters of repeated letters, and then you combine it and create some sort of symbol that represents that. Okay, you can change it. It's width, dimension, right? Flip it around, right? And just get to a symbol. But my idea is more working with the internal feelings or the emotions of that character. Okay? So I'll teach you some tech after this as well as I share the screen. But for right now, I want you to just try to understand this, okay? I want you to play a scene on YouTube, or maybe you can go to best moments or whatever of the character that you're trying to step into, okay? So let's say it's like, what's that guy's name? Muzan, right? Muzan's best moments or whatever, right? Or Luffy's best moments. You can just type it in, right? Into YouTube, and you'll watch a scene and you'll get to a very specific scene that creates Shakti flow, as our mentor AZD would say, okay? So Shakti flow would be like, oh, wait, I get inspired by that scene, right? There's some blood rushing to me. There's some energy coming up. I don't know what it is, but when I watch that scene, I see a part of me in it. That's what I'm talking about. That's the acting, method acting tech that you're tapping into right now. Okay, the theatroplasticity method, which is my book on Amazon.com. Okay, go get it. So this is the tech, man. So let's say that you're like, okay, that one scene where Goku goes Ultra Instinct. Okay, you just play that scene and you get to that feeling when he's like really in it, right? You inhale it to the top of your crown. You exhale it through your beingness. You inhale it to the top of your crown. You exhale it through your beingness. Okay, you create a meditative state or a heightened feeling from watching that scene. Okay, this is expanding upon yesterday's masterclass on natural grounding. Go and check that out. It was live yesterday. Okay, so this is very, very powerful. So now that I have that feeling, it's at its peak. Okay, it's at its apex. Apex April. Let's go. Day 10. Okay. Day 10. Let's go. Okay. It's the apex, it's the top, right? As the feeling is hitting its peak, what you do is you take a pen and a blank sheet of paper and you just let me mention this before. I like to use my opposite hand to draw. Why? Because I'm connecting to my less dominant side of my brain. Okay. So I allow myself to just feel that feeling, and then I use my left hand to draw something that the feeling represents in that moment. It could be any scribble, anything that naturally comes up with that feeling. How would you draw it, even, right? With that feeling involved. So it becomes an artistic, symbolic feeling representation of just some scribbles, but your subconscious mind recognizes it as that particular feeling because you embedded it into the page. You guys get that? So now I'm like feeling, okay, Goku's energy is coming to the top of my crown. I'm just imagining I'm creating a force field around me, like a microcosmic orbit. It's spinning around. It's creating a great giant type toroidal field around me, right? It's just cleansing out all of my chakras, right? I'm envisioning that. It's feeling so good. And with that, I draw this. Looks like a signature, right? Looks like a signature. But now when I look at this throughout my lived day or experience, or I look at it before sleep, guess what? Ooh, this scribble is now part of my subconscious mind. That feeling and that scene is embedded through this one image. And what I'm doing is I'm embodying the scene through the right side of my brain, man. You see? So when I'm slowly picking at the ether and I'm going quantum and I'm trying to astral project, right? In that state, this image is going to help. It's going to be like a lotion or a balm for you. Okay. Is this all making sense to you guys? Are you guys following? Very good, very good. Then we will continue. Sweet. All right, so let's see here. Share screen. Share sound, yeah, whatever. Okay. So let's say we put in Gojo image, right? You can find an image that really resonates with you. So just go through Google, go through Tumblr, go through Pinterest, whatever, and just find an image that just sits with you. And it's like, wow, that's what I'm tapping into. Okay, let's see. Myself as a sorcerer, I love the one with the lightning. It's lightning associated with psychic powers. Hmm. Let's type in lightning. Yeah. Which one speaks? Yeah, this one's a cool one. Let's see this. Oh yeah. So now we even have a mudra to do with this. This is fantastic because now this is a powerful light code for you to tap into. So you can literally could sit down and open-eyed meditation to this. Just breathe in the image and imagine the image is in your heart. What happened is I'm now imagining my life, but behind the scenes, it's almost like a very hazy, opaque, not opaque, transparent, um, Gojo's childhood in the background with my childhood alongside it, like two parallel universes. That's the that's the visual that came through. I know that's very spontaneous freestyle shamanism, but that's what's coming up for me. And I can also imagine the purple lightning just meeting at my solar plexus when I did this mudra as well. So I'm just telling you some very visceral experiences on this or what this can bring. Okay. So that's one way to do it. Okay, is through an image too. You can obviously do it with a video clip like I suggested as well. Okay, very powerful. Now let's go to a character profile. Okay, this is one. Okay, Canon, Sloppy Joe. Okay. Satoru Gojo is the world's strongest sorcerer and teacher, Tokyo Prefectural Jiu-Jitsu High School. Born in the Great Three Families, immense talent and power to make him the last line of defense against curses. Okay. So now you know that these facts that you're gathering, okay, from looking at a profile like this, these facts are going to be stepping stones for you. Okay. So the last line of defense against curses, when I hear that, I immediately want to create a catchphrase around that. Okay. Your curses sent to me, end with me. Something like that. I don't know. Right. But you got to get inspired by as you're reading through something like this, right? Character profile. Cursed energy, both births and cursed spirits, and allows interaction with them. Certain spirits being able, concepts realized by collective consciousness of humans without active control over cursed energy. Wow. Okay. He has enhanced sensations, energy manipulation, information manipulation. Okay. Look at his attack potency, his speed, his lifting strength, his striking strength. Now, how can this all help, right? Standard melee range physically. Now that you know this, how are you going to train in the gym differently? Okay. If I want to get to island boy level, right? Compared to Maka, comparable to Maki with curse ritual, then that means that, I have to have durability. I've got to work on my endurance. Okay. We got to notice the weaknesses. Is very destructive. Okay. It's a wide range that's not suitable in crowded areas. Okay. So, yeah, he can be a threat too. His infinity shield doesn't work inside a domain expansion. Okay. What does that even mean? But you're going to interpret it through your character lens. The unique ocular feature found only in the Gojo clan endows him with exceptional vision and awareness. Okay. Even when wearing a blindfold, he can see his surroundings in amazing detail. Okay. Maybe you do an exercise where you blindfold yourself and you listen to the dialogue, even if it's in Japanese, right? You envision that sixth sense that he's trying to tap into, the six eyes. Okay. Limitless, which is, again, if you don't know the movie, it's by movie by Bradley Cooper, right? But this just means impossibility at his command. Okay. Infinity is a neutral form of the limitless technique. Gojo will instead strike the infinity between himself and his opponent, never reaching him due to the infinite amounts of virtual space produced between him and his opponents. So he's a space shifter, right? He's creating more spaciousness. Things can't interact with him based on the object's mass, speed, and inherent cursed energy. Okay? He controls what it can or it can't do. You guys get that? So now that I'm reading all of this, if I get inspired, I note it down. I just note it down, right? Yes, this sorcerer wants to be the one who is the lineage holder to stop all curses. Wow. Okay. Next level shit. Because you understand his character, and again, I'm not a huge anime fan, but I love to just delve into characters and so forth. I love anime. So that example that you guys are tapping into, you got to understand that he also protects the weak, right? He also has a deep sense of loneliness about him. He also has a very interesting childhood where he had to have this burden of his powers, right? So all of this adds up, right? The backstory adds up to the front story, the front page. You guys get this? So this is what I'm talking about. This is this tech, and it can work in so many different ways. You just have to know how to utilize it, how to tap into it, how to provide value with it, okay? And meet it where it's at, okay? Let's say your core wound is like, I believe yours, Adrian, I think it was the one, the oral archetype, correct? So for you, I would highly recommend camel pose. Camel pose would be ideal for you because it's literally you're opening up the entire body, right? The front part of your body, which is not used to because the trauma feels like it's like a hollow feeling in the chest, right? An internal hollowness. But you're trying to expand that hollowness out so you become Halloween in this bitch, right? Come on now. I need a like for that. Come on. These jokes are gonna write themselves, man. All right, cool. So this is an incredible process, man. Character yoga, characterology yoga, tapping into a specific anime character, tapping into a specific cartoon. Let's say I want to be Bart Simpson tomorrow. How am I going to embody that? How am I going to tap into that energy? Okay, I'm going to, holy cow, man. Don't have a cow, man. Okay. Ay caramba. I'm going to hear that in my head as I'm going through my day. Okay. Hey, man, Skinner wouldn't want us to do that. So let's do it anyway. Okay. It's that rebellious nature throughout your day you're tapping into. Now, I'm not saying break any rules, read the disclaimer, okay? Don't be an idiot. But I am saying let that character be your guru. Let it be your guide. Let it be your teacher. Let it be your wingman. Let it be your poet. Let it be your partner. Let it be your lover. Let it be your mind. Let it be your heart. Let it be everything. Because you need to merge with that being and have it through your vicinity. If you're going to use it to level up, you better understand where you're going and what you're made of. Okay? So the character is going to slowly develop through the timeline based on what it does. Okay? Okay? And it can also amplify with what you're doing, right? As a career or whatever, if you're still doing, I don't know if you're doing adult performance, okay? You're an adult performer. I don't like the word porn star because it's like, you know, uh, Bruce Lee said it himself. It's like, am I really a star? Or am I just a really good actor, right? Someone who can step into that role, can embody that, right? So even whatever field you're in right now, right? You could be, a person who just handles artillery all day. You could be a person who just lives in the woods and loves wood carving. It doesn't really matter like the particular occupation. It's how you can make the occupation be utilized through this character archetype, you see? Because me at work as Goku is going to be way better than me as work as little old human me, okay? If I'm tapping into Goku's essence at work, bro, I'm making everybody smile that day. Yo, I'm doing my little dance, right, to get ready. Okay? Little warm up, bah, bah. Okay? What if I tapped into Conor McGregor's energy as I stepped into the gym? Okay? Okay? It's gonna be fun, bro. We've lost that sense of fun, that adaptability that comes from having fun, that comes from being ourselves, right? At our fullest, not having our parents micromanage us and be like, take off that shirt. That doesn't look good on you. Okay? You need to be more polite. You need to be more like this. Okay? This lack of acceptance, but you know your truth. You know who you are. You love your parents regardless. You're moving forward. You're forgiving yourself and them. You're calling them up and saying, listen, mom and dad, I forgive you. I don't hold any resentment against you anymore. I love you. Let's start this relationship fresh. I don't want to hold this anger against you and from you anymore, right? Let's start this relationship fresh. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of living in this experience where we're not talking to each other and neglecting each other's energy. I'm tired of it all. I want to have a bond with you, right? I want to connect with you. As a son, I feel this primal love for you, okay? Because you were my teacher, you were my God, you were my mentor. You cared for me when nobody else would. And that universal, heavenly, divine mother and father energy flows through your parents too, man. And you know, if you're in India, you know the love that you have for your parents, but then there's a deep, crippling, traditional family system that keeps you kind of in this rooster coop, right? And that's the movie White Tiger. That's why we were resonating with that concept so far back, right? Because you are the white tiger. You are the one going the other way, right? My family, both doctors. Me, shaman. Okay, which doctor? Going the other way. I'm going, nope, nope. Big pharma, nope, nope. Someone told me recently, a client, I thought this was amazing because nobody really says what's on their mind. But he was like, yo, I actually don't believe in this stuff. This kind of stuff sounds like homeopathy, like it sounds like alternative medicine stuff. Like I don't really believe in that stuff. And then I noticed I was kind of like, okay, would you like the science behind it? Like I can give you all the studies and all that stuff too if you want to balance out your hemispheres. He said, no, it's not even that. I just needed to say that, because otherwise, how am I going to grow if I'm not being authentic with my own counselor, right? How am I going to grow if I can't even tell him the truth? And each session is just like we're pretending about shit, right? Instead of just being like, yo, man, to be honest with you, I don't think I'm going to do any of these exercises you told me. That's cool, bro. Whoa, what the fuck? High five. Okay, good, good. Because I want you to make your own decisions, but I also don't want you to be ruled by your past and your conditioning. That's why I stop you and say, wait a second, brother. Okay. And I point it out to you. Do you notice this pattern that you're making? Okay. We can't keep hiding from that stuff, bro. You get what I mean? Like we have to do the inner work as well as the character work on the outside, right? On the inside and the outside. It's the inner game and the outer game, right? You can't focus on one. It's going to tip the balance. Okay. It's got to be both. How you feel on the inside is going to be projected in the environment outside. I promise you that. I promise you that. If you're feeling incredible and good and just relaxed and peaceful, you're going to have that kind of an environment. But if you are on the inside, if you feel that, man, there's tension, there's stress, there's confusion, there's a lack of trust, there's a weird feeling inside, that's going to show up in the environment. Okay. So this is why it's so important for you to promote a healthy sense of determinism and self-improvement, some betterness, right, in your life. Not just from regurgitating self-help nonsense, okay? A lot of it isn't nonsense, I know. I've been down that rabbit hole. I've been a self-help junkie before too. I've read every single book, but not learned to apply it. When it started to change for me is when I pulled out a random book and went to a random chapter and then just took action on that random little paragraph. You see what I'm saying? Like, then it started to shift. Then it started to create a ripple. Then it started to change. Okay? Before that, it's just kind of like dabbling. Oh, I'll read a little bit of Robin Sharma. Okay, yeah. Oh, Eckhart Tolle. That sounds great. Oh, yeah. Okay, Okay. And then you kind of carry this weird thing where you're like, I have all of these tools, but I'm not using it for myself. You're lacking integrity, brother or sister, right? You need to get with yourself again. You've lost contact. You've lost touch with this inner child, this playfulness, this version of you that wants to have fun and create. Why is this so important to me? Why am I so passionate about it? I love going into my fantasy, which is my trauma, but I love manifesting reality. I love bringing it down into the real world. I love taking the ethereal and making it material. You guys get that? And that's why this character work is so empowering, because your goal is your self-image, okay? The mission that you have is in the character that you want to be. It's in the identity. So if you're like, I want to quit smoking, I want to quit smoking. Okay, I'm trying to quit. I'm trying to quit. You're not there yet. You got to be there. I'm a non-smoker. No, thank you. It's got to be an identity, not this willy-wally, wishy-washy Willy Wonka. Okay. No, none of that little, I don't even want to go into the, little. Okay. That's Wimp Junction, bro, as my coach, business coach once said. That little, I don't know, maybe I should, I don't know, but what if her perception of me changes if but I don't really think that. Dude, are you listening to yourself in your head? You're arguing with yourself like a girl, and you're like tired of it. You got to decide. You got to decide. Okay? To decide means to eliminate, to cut out all other options that are not serving you anymore. You got to let go of that stuff, bro. That's how you level up. And this is what I want you to tap into. I don't know what energy is coming through right now. It's probably because I went to the gym this morning, but holy shit, bro. I'm feeling this fire in my belly. Maybe it's the Gojo energy, okay? Néstor Sotoro. Thank you for your efforts. God, okay? So get your definitions clear, get your intention clear, be hater proof, okay? Character profile, senses, deity or character yoga. Understand that when you do in rehearsal, when you do in performance, it's going to be different, but there's going to be overlaps, okay? Understand how to use that feeling sigil, okay, before you sleep, and also learn how to love that part of you that has that character, okay, already. Learn to love that part. So if it's like a rebellious character, you have to love the rebel within. What would the rebel within do right now? Actually, it would take my shirt off. Boom, right? Okay, don't break any laws of the land, but I'm just saying, okay? You gotta think as the character, but you also gotta feel as the character, okay? Now you can turn him on and off at times, okay? I don't like to have my character on 24/7. I don't think that that's healthy. I think he needs rest too. So if you think of it like that, he needs to rest, okay? So pull him out in right moments and have a way that you summon that energy, okay? Have some kind of anchor. It's better not to cross the body too much when you do anchors. Someone told me this because the hemispheres get interfered with, and um, some very high level hypnotist told me this. So don't like cross your legs or whatever when you do it, but create like some kind of a mudra or a sound mudra together, right? Sla, sla. Now, every time you go sla, right? It's a catchphrase, it's a little silly thing that you do, but it's also a way for you to tap in. Okay? Any way you can use to tap in. Okay? It can be creative, it can be unique, it can be sexy, it can be compassionate, it can be youthful, it can be exuberant, it could be lazy, right? Lazy, cool, crisp, chill. You can decide the traits that you want to adopt based on that character, right? Like if I was Shaman King, I would have to have so much optimism dripping from my beingness. You guys get that? Like this delusional optimism, like we're all gonna make it. That's where that comes from, right? Shaman King's a great anime, bro. I swear. Okay. Amita Maru. Great show, bro. I wish I could fight that shaman tournament. Oof. Imagine the flow state master, Uncle Makara himself, fighting in that tournament. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, Sigma face. Ooh. Okay. All right, guys. Cool. This was amazing. I know this was a long stream, but I love this topic, man. Adrian, thank you for bringing it up, asking the question. I knew I would want to talk about it. I wanted to mention it to you personally, but then again, I know this video is going to help so many fucking people right now. Okay. I love the impact of this.